Hey guys, and welcome along to another video. If this is your first time here and you like watching all sorts of GT Sport related stuff, subscribe now and click the bell icon so you get notified of every video I upload and that you don't miss a thing. Today's video is the next video in our Beginner to Winner series. This series documents my journey of going from a controller with assists to a wheel without any and trying to achieve my ultimate goal of becoming an A+ ranked driver. So make sure you stay tuned to the very end of the video to see where I eventually finish and see whether I make any progress. So let's get into it. In today's video we're going to cover the first two of 4 races that I've got for you round Dragon Trail in Group 4. We're in the Veyron, the Beast, like everybody else, and we've managed to qualify in 7th. It wasn't the strongest lobby, but that doesn't matter. For our first race of the day, we're just going to try and stay on track and get a solid top 10 result. Let's see if we can do it. So we're going to be coming down into this treacherous tight right-hander for the first time, and there is cars everywhere. I get hit up the backside, 2 guys go wide, a guy ends up in the barrier, and we've gone up to 4th place. So pretty decent, we've managed to avoid all of that and we're up into 4th. So I'm going to run a bit wide here, not used to the weight of the Veyron. I'm going to try and give this guy enough room here. You can see on the radar there's just a bit of contact and I am just going to go off into the deep gravel. I tried to get back on, but the Frenchman, to be honest, gives me a little tap as well. No, not intentional from him, but it just pushed us further into the gravel and we are down into 14th. Make that 15th. Oh. So going from 4th all the way down to 15th was not good at all. Hopefully we can make up some places through this set of corners here. I like to call the bus stop because it's reminiscent of Spa, but amazingly there doesn't seem to have been any chaos with that one. Judging from that first corner, I thought there'd be plenty, but apparently not. But there's plenty more opportunity for that, so I'm just going to keep my head down and see who else we can pick off and start making our way back up the field from plumb last. Oof, never mind. First race of the day. Stay positive. Let's get a good result and try and limit the damage to our driver rating. We're going to fast forward now towards the middle of the lap, and up ahead you can see that we're catching the main pack. Ignore the purple sector there, everyone gets a purple sector on the second lap, but we're closing in on a Cayman who rubs the wall there once and it's just going to destroy any carrying speed that he did have coming down this back straight. So we're going to brake late. Almost a little bit too late. Thankfully there's no contact. It's nice to see the Cayman back. I think, as everybody knows, that's my favourite car, but we're going to see, although it's had more power, it's not any match for the Veyron. No matter how good it is in the corners around here, we're just going to drive straight past it. There we go, down the outside there, pick our braking point into turn number 1. I expect the Porsche to be much stronger, as I say, in the corners, but no match here. Probably the wrong car to choose around here. And there's a big crash up in front and we're going to take 13th now. So we've made up 2 places. We've got a green Scirocco up in front with another couple of Veyrons that are battling, so we're managing to catch up here. Let's see if we can have this guy. I don't think we will through this section. It's not my strongest section anyway. It's generally not my strongest track. Everyone who's seen my other videos, I'm just not really a fan of this. And especially in this big beast of a Veyron, it's a bit like a boat. It's very tough, I find, through that middle section. But it's got plenty of power, as we can see. We can have a look up the inside. Not as clean as I'd hoped. He was overtaking someone himself, so we've had the undercut here. Back down to 13th. I'm going to have to get out of the throttle because there's no way we're going 3 or even 2 wide through there. keep it cool through the bus stop. I don't want to make any contact, get on the power nice and early. The Veyron up in front gets it all sideways, so he's going to lose a spot to us here. And keep your eye on the radar, this is why I use it. He's going to dive bomb straight up the inside, so I delay when I turn in. Otherwise there would have been contact, I think, and we would have probably ended up in the gravel on the outside of that final corner. But we saw him coming, gave him room up the inside, so he's dove up there, and we just cut back under him, and we're in 12th place heading into the final lap. We rejoin the action coming into the bus stop section on the final lap. We've managed to lose the Veyron behind us, and we've got our sights set on the green Scirocco fellow Brit up in front. He's just going to get the bus stop section all wrong, lose all kinds of momentum coming out of the bus stop there. So we're going to breeze past him up into 11th place. So a decent recovery so far, having been down in 15th after the nightmare and ended up in the gravel on the first lap. And it looks like we're going to come home to take 11th. But as we cross the line, we managed to get 10th. So a top 10 finish, I'm not too mad at that considering where we were. I'm hoping it hasn't damaged our driver rating too much. Let's check it out. So our 10th place there has been confirmed, and we got a clean race bonus as well. That was quite surprising considering all that contact on the first lap, so happy with that one. And here is our driver profile. So as you can see, we entered today with 33,036 points, and we've actually lost 400 and we're down to 32,603. So not disastrous considering what happened on that first lap. Let's push on to race number 2 and see if we can improve. So here we are, race number 2. We've qualified in 6th place, as you can see. A few more different cars. We've got a Lancer on pole, we've got a Viper in there. So a good variety of cars considering the track we've got. I would expect to see some Corvettes as well, but haven't come across those yet. But anyway, aim for this one is going to be a much better result. Minimise those mistakes. I know that we can't go in the gravel now because that is an absolute race destroyer. So we're aware of that, and we're going to be a much more racy in this one because we need to push on with our driver rating. So as we cross the start of the race, we've got a Spaniard up in front in the Viper. Let's see if we can do anything about him down into turn 1. He's going to go defensive, so I'm just going to pull out of that one. Checking the radar there to see that no one hits us up the backside. There's a Nissan behind us as well. And coming into this corner, you're going to see the biggest save I've ever made in Gran Turismo Sport. Coming into here, I'm going to run a little bit wide. I'm going to catch the back end. I managed to be on full lock, full opposite lock there. I just managed to stop it before I hit the Spaniard up in front. So if you replay that, you will see the little red dot that shows where I'm steering was fully to the left. The brakes were fully on, and whilst we lost some time, we managed to remain clean and didn't ruin anybody else's race. So happy with that one, and that's another mistake that I know I cannot make again. But we live to fight another day, and we're in 6th for now. Let's make sure we don't throw it all away coming into the bus stop, because it all looks a bit racy up in front. I'm hoping we can pick up a place or two if somebody else makes a mistake. So we're just hanging back now. There's some wall riding going on, so you can see the sparks flying. Yep, here we go. Someone's gone round. I think it was the Irishman there in the Veyron, and we are now up to 5th place. We've got a decent gap to the German behind us in 6th. So at the moment, if we just try and hold fire and see if we can catch up to the guys in front, because they should be battling, which should be holding them up, whilst we're making sure that we don't make any mistakes ourselves, we should be able to push on and hopefully gain more position. So let's see if we can do that. We're going to enter the big braking zone in the first part of the lap through the S's and look up ahead. The guys are battling. The Spaniard looks like he's pushed this guy out onto the gravel like we had in the first race. He's got himself a penalty there. So we're up into 4th now. Things are looking quite good. You've got the Viper there. There's some contact. Are we going to be able to make a move up the inside? We're going to get on the power very, very early. Try and give them as much room as possible without compromising ourselves. And we've managed to make the move and we're up into 3rd. Got to get this thing slowed down and get the weight of it actually moving through this fast section. It's quite difficult to do in the Veyron, I find anyway, and I just don't think this Viper, even with our slipstream, is going to have enough to put a move on us. Coming down here into the big braking zone before the bus stop, you can see up ahead the guy's got a penalty. Let's see if we can follow him closely. And if we can just sit behind him, I think the guy in front is gone. Yeah, he's a good 5 seconds down the road at this point. If we can get this right as I lift on the throttle. Oh, you can hear there in the background the Viper getting it all wrong. And it actually looks like we're going to get a run on the Spaniard. So we're going to look up the inside here and check out this move from the Spaniard. A Max Verstappen-esque late move across. I would just consider that a block, to be honest. But unfortunately it hasn't done him any good at all, and he's ended up pretty much in the gravel on the final corner, and we are up to 2nd. As you can see, I didn't get a penalty for it, so the game is working out that it was just a line that he wouldn't normally take, and he was just doing everything he could to keep me behind. As he runs wide there onto the gravel, you'll be able to see in the rear view mirror. So we're still clean. We haven't got any penalties, and I think if we can bring home the 2nd place, I'll be very happy indeed. So let's see if we can do that. As we come out of the final corner here, it was pretty much status quo for the rest of the race, so I didn't show you that, but we're going to come home to take, I think, a well-deserved 2nd place. Really happy with that one. About 7 seconds behind the leader in the Lancer there. Let's see if we've managed to get back up with our driver rating. I'm hoping for quite a few points. Let's check it out. Here is our 2nd place here, just being confirmed. I really need to change that helmet and suit livery, really. I'll get round to doing that, but let's have a look at our driver rating. So we've actually gone up to 33,440 points, so a gain of 800. So we're a net of 400 up of where we started earlier on over those 2 races. And I am going to end the video there, guys. Make sure you tune in for part 2, which will be coming to the channel very, very shortly, covering the other 2 races I did in Group 4 at Dragon Trail. But as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks again so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.